I finally recovered from the last mission and come back to work. Every day there's a new issue, but I'm starting to get used to working here. Not sure if that's a good or a bad thing. Macy is excitedly waiting for me at my office. I praise her for the work she did and tell her there isn't much more I can teach her. Macy tells me she will stick with me a bit longer so she feels more comfortable with the job. If you ask me, she's more comfortable with it than I am, but who am I to tell her no? I take a look at her next assignment. A farm out in the Midwest has been reporting strange deaths of their livestock, and on a handful of occasions, people. The next day, we arrive at the farm. This place is about 20 miles from anything, and there's barely any service. We're given a tour of the place and shown some of the casualties. The bodies don't have any external injuries, but all are clearly dead. I sit down and talk with the owner. From his accounts, the killings only happen at night, and there is never more than one. They have also never been inside the main house. We decided to stay the night and keep a watch out. I let Macy take the first watch of the night. It was over in what seemed like minutes to me, but it was time for my shift. The moon was high above, so outside was very clear to see. I make note of some wolves, but nothing else stood out. That is until I looked closer at the farm fields. There was a singular scarecrow in the field. It took me a while, but I started to notice it was moving. It was slow and made sure not to move when I was looking. I look away for a few minutes and look back. The scarecrow is now entering the barn. I wake Macy up and we rush over to the barn. When we arrive, the scarecrow is standing over the corpse of a pig. Again, there were no external injuries. By the look of it, the pig was scared to death, literally. While we looked, the scarecrow remained still. The barn lights began to flicker, as well as our flashlights. I could hear deep whispers and groaning from around the barn. Finally, I realized what was happening. Before I worked for Mar, I was deeply interested in paranormal research. I ran back to our truck and grabbed some gear I never thought I'd use. It's some simple ghost detection equipment. I lined each exit of the barn with salt. Macy remained in the barn to keep the scarecrow from moving. I took some EMF readings that indicated something was off. I went in and tried to exorcise the ghost. It didn't help. I had no idea what kind of ghost it was, so I was unsuccessful. We left the barn and waited until morning. We greeted the owner and showed him the scarecrow. During the night, it tried to escape, as it was now right at the entrance by the salt. The owner seemed confused. I told him it was his faith that kept him safe. He has crucifixes in a few places around his house, keeping the ghost interested in places without. I take the scarecrow and put it in the truck and secure it. We wipe the memory of the owner and take the ghost to run some experiments on it.